morning, boys and girls. This morning we're going to be working on ways to solve two-step word problems. We're going to be using page 40 and 41. Page 40 is going to show us an example of a problem, and then on page 41 we're going to answer some questions about that. So the problem is right here. It says that Meg had 8 pears in her basket. She picked 6 more pears. After that, she gave away 5 pears to her friends. How many pears are in the basket now? So the first thing we're going to do is picture it. Sometimes in class we think about making a mental picture or a picture in our mind. You can also draw the picture out. So step 1, we're going to draw exactly what it tells us, that Meg has 8 pears in her basket, and then she picks 6 more pears. When we're getting more of something, the number is getting larger, so we know we're adding. So step 2 says that after that, she gave away 5 pears to her friends. So we have her total pears. She had 14 because 8 plus 6 is 14. And then she's going to give away 5. So they've circled the 5 that she's giving away. 14 pears minus 5 pears given away. We know when we give something away, the numbers get smaller. So that means we're subtracting. Down here, they're saying that you can use your picture to make a tape diagram. The tape diagram really is like a part-whole chart. You've got 8 and 6 as your parts. They're coming together to make your sum or your whole, which is 14. It's just down below this time, but your two add-ins, 8 and 6, are making your sum 14 for step 1. In step 2, we know we have the whole number 14. We're going to take away the 5 and see what we have left. So let's talk about that over here on the next page. All right, the first question asks you to write equations. What happens in step 1 of the problem? So in step 1, we have Meg has 8 pears and she picks 6 more pears. So these words right here are what happens in step 1. You could take that first sentence and copy it right here because that's exactly what happens in step 1, that Meg has 8 pears in her basket, then she picks 6 more pears. In the picture it for step 1, we're going to write an equation. So we're going to add our two parts together. Sorry. So our first add in is 8 pears plus 6 pears. And when we add those all together, we get a sum of 14 pairs. Now it wants to know what happens in step 2 of the problem. So we've got step 1 completed. It's time to look at step 2. Step 2 is that she gave away 5 pairs to her friends. So you can take this sentence and put it right here because that's the second thing that happens. She gave away 5 pairs to her friends. Now when we look at the model it for step 2, we know that we have to start with our whole number because we're subtracting. We've come up with a sum or a whole number of 14 when we added the pairs together. But now Meg is taking away or subtracting 5 pairs. So right here, I want you to come up with the answer of after she took away 5 pairs, how many she had. Problem 6 says, how is a two-step problem different than a one-step problem, and wants you to write about it. So some things to think about are, in a one-step problem, we are going to just add or just subtract. So in step 1, we only added. In step 2, we only subtract. But when we put those together in a two-step problem, we had to do both. Sometimes in a two-step problem, you have to add and then subtract. You have to subtract, then add, or you might have to add more than 2 numbers or subtract more than 2 numbers. So think about in this problem what we had to do using addition and subtraction, making it 2 steps. Last, we have another problem to try. It says there were 12 boys in the pool, then 3 went home, then 6 more boys jumped in the pool. How many boys are in the pool? We're going to show our work. I think I'm going to erase that because it made it a little bit hard to see. And instead of circling, I'm going to highlight my numbers. Let's try that. So 12 boys in the pool, 3 went home, 6 more boys jumped into the pool. How many boys are in the pool now? So we know that we're starting with 12 boys. If 3 boys go home, then we are subtracting because the numbers are getting smaller. 12 minus 3 equals, and we're going to figure out what that answer is. After we have that answer, we're going to have to move it down here for step 2. So 12 minus 3 is 9. Now we know that we have 9 boys left in the pool after those 3 went home, but 6 more boys show up. If more boys are coming, the number's getting bigger, so we have to add. So we're going to take the 9 boys that were left at the pool, add 6 more boys, and I want you to come up with the answer to the problem. Hope that helped, boys and girls. Hope you have a great day, and I will see you soon.